In this video we're going to be taking a look at some Noctua fans. These are the new ones that just came out recently, the NF-F12 120 millimeter. This is a PWM fan, and this is my first experience with Noctua. I've always heard great things about them. Kind of expensive, so I never tried one, and finally I just decided I'll give this one a shot and see how well they do. And first of all, I noticed that the packaging is, superb. It's unbelievable packaging. It's got, a couple of, openings here and a ton of how and why this thing works better, and pictures and descriptions, what's included, a nice window of the fan, and then even on the back side I noticed it opens up too and goes into more pictures and description of why it works, how it works better, and evidently they've done just a hell of a lot of testing on these things, so they must really know what they're doing. And I think it was about $25 or so, so it's not a cheap fan, but I had to try it out for myself because I heard so many good reviews on it. So anyway, let's open it up. And like I said, this is the first time for me with Noctua, so I'm kind of excited, to open up a expensive fan and see what it offers over the normal $5 one. So I'm dying to get this guy out. Alright, so we got nice sleeved and heat shrunk cable. Very nice. 4-pin on the end. The color isn't the greatest, cream and brown, but yeah, if it does what it says it'll do, it might be worth having an odd color. But these are rubber here. Oh, I see they come off as well too. Okay, so they're little rubber pieces on the end that must help it, with vibration and that. And then I was noticing that each of these stationary fins are different spaces apart, and they are at different angles as well too, and they all have notches as well. So, and I noticed even inside here there's little notches and different things going on around the inside of the frame, and it's kind of stepped inward as well too. And from what my understanding is, it helps it be quiet. Most of these features are about, just making this fan quiet and making it efficient. So I'm really excited to try this guy out. Really excited. So anyway, moving on, we've got these rubber screws, or not, I guess they're not really screws, they're more like, you guys get the idea. Stick it in, pull it through, snaps, holds the fan in place onto the frame or wherever else you're installing it. Okay, looks like we have some nicely sleeved cables here. This one is a single 4-pin to dual 4-pin. And they're leaving out the fan signal on this one, so this one won't cause crazy readings to your RPM reading. Cool. Got a smaller extension. Let's see, we've got, just pull out the measuring device. So this is a total of about 4 1/4 inches, so you're going to get a good 4-inch extension out of it. And then looks like we have a longer one that is going to be right at about a foot by the time you lose the little bit that the plug goes into there. So we got a 4-inch and a 12-inch extension, and they are all nicely, this is kind of a rubber sleeving on here too, not the normal mesh plastic. It feels rubbery, and they are heat shrunk on the end real tight. So these are pretty nice heat shrink cables. Other than the ends, which if they were black it would be pretty cool, but you already have the off color of the fan, so the ends not being black is probably you know, this is definitely going to be the centerpiece. I don't think there are many motherboards and RAM and accessories that match that color scheme, but I don't know, I've seen it work in with other colors. So anyway, let's get down to the testing of it, because I am dying to plug these in and kind of compare them against some of the other 120mm fans I have laying around. Okay, so in testing the Noctua fan, I started off with some brands that I had laying around from other builds or removals from cheap cases, stuff like that. And I started, well, and I've got them, I made a mess here, but I got them kind of, I got my notes anyway, so we'll kind of go through. This one is a piece of crap from Lian Li. Quiet, but no real airflow. Not much noise, like I said, but no real airflow. Then I moved up to this Rosewell, which is an LED one, and it was a little better, a little more noise, but a little better. Then I took this Sigmatech, and this one actually was quite nice. It spun a little faster, made a little bit more noise, but it did feel like it moved a lot of air. This, I really liked this one, this Yate Loon. This is what I use in my Mountain Mods case, and it's got it is a lot louder, but it does move a lot of air for the noise, I feel, in my opinion. Then I moved up to this Silverstone, and this is a considerably higher RPM fan, and it is noisy, but it moves a lot of air for the noise. You know, I think it's a little too much between the Yate Loon and this. I preferred this as a balance. This is a better airflow, but it's also got a lot more noise. So if you had a case that you wouldn't be able to hear it, that'd be different. But man, it's an impressive air mover, but it just gets loud. So after doing all that, then I plugged in the Noctua, and I wasn't surprised with the airflow. I was surprised with, they call it on here, they call it, what did they had a word for it, and I'm trying to think of the word. Let me grab the box. Focus flow, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Or focused flow. Yep, there we are. Focused flow system. That is where I was surprised. You can feel a lot of air, and as you back away, you still feel it. It's the design of this, the way it pushes air out. I mean, you can, like a normal fan, you know, you feel in here, and as you back away, the air, you know, kind of comes out in a cone and gets bigger. This really, to me, seemed to keep the same shape of the and channel, like almost like there was this invisible extension here, you know, keeping the air in a straight, you know, line out of the fan. So you get this far away, and it feels the same as it does as you get closer, you know, for the most part. So this focus flow is pretty impressive. Like I said, it's not a fast RPM, and I did run all these at 12 volts. It's not a fast RPM fan, but between its focus and it's silent. I mean, it's as quiet as the piece of shit one that I did earlier, but the airflow is, I mean, night and day difference, and there's just no noise. It's like it's not even turning almost compared to some of the other fans, and yet it still has this way of making the air kind of stay in this channel. I can see why these things get such high ratings for the sound output. You get a heck of a lot of movement, and it's a heavier fan than like some of these cheaper ones that I have. I mean, it's heavier. It feels, I mean, the plastic is better. It just feels a lot more solid, and I would highly recommend this fan if one can afford it and one wants, you know, silence. You know, I still think this is a great one too, this Yate Loon. For I think I pay about $10 for these, and I've got them on a fan controller. That's besides the point. So I can keep the noise down when I want it and then turn it up. But when I turn it up on my Mountain Mods case, it does get quite loud. It's in some of my other videos, you can see. But yeah, this I think this is a pretty damn cool product. It looks kind of funky, but all of this makes sense when you see it, or I mean when you feel it in person and hear it in person. I mean, I can run it on the video here, and I'll plug it in, and like I said, I've got this at 12 volts. I'll plug it in, but you guys can't, it's just, you can't hear that great, especially over my folding rig that's running right now, that you can hear in the background. I mean, I'm holding it 2 feet away from my face, and I still feel this nice channeled airflow at my face. It's quite interesting. Yeah, I do like it, but I mean, yeah, I can't hear it. Put it right up to my ear, I can hear it, obviously, but at 12 volts, this thing is just damn quiet, and it moves. I mean, it's not a super amount of air, but it is impressive for the noise, for the sound. And I'm sure once you install this in a case and get it tied against these rubber pieces here, or put it on a CPU cooler, I'm sure it even seems to be more silent at that point as well too. So to wrap it up, friggin' awesome. For a, I don't even know what they rated at. Maybe it's 40 or 50 cubic feet a minute. Let's see if I can dig that out real quick. Let's see, max airflow. Oh wow, this is cubic meters an hour. Okay, that's not going to be the same as cubic feet per minute. Yeah, anyway, this is in metric, and I'm in America, and we are not that good with metric conversions, which we probably should be better, but that's a whole nother topic. Anyway, yeah, I guess I can't quite tell you what the cubic feet per minute is, but awesome fan, really like it. I've drugged this on too long, so any questions, just shoot me a message and I'll help you out. And I'm sorry this drug out long, and if you made it, congratulations, and thank you for watching.